Hello, Elizabeth Ellis here with TradeFlix Incorporated, and I wanted to just cover a little bit of news from CryptoNews.com, an article on Bitcoin and banking from the 14th of June, so 2 days ago, 2017, titled "Instant Bank Payments Will End Bitcoin Binge, German Central Bank Chief." He is the one of the most powerful figures in European and the global economy, claimed that the ongoing digitization of finance is and will remain the most significant challenge faced by central banks. And he also stated that, in his personal opinion, instant payments would put an end to the public interest in digital currencies like Bitcoin. He also warns that digital currencies could potentially worsen financial crisis in the future, which kind of makes sense to me because digital currencies supposedly being decentralized currencies have more loopholes for citizens to avoid paying taxes and to make decisions towards that end. So let's see. He says that the ongoing, I mentioned that before, but this is going to be the biggest challenge faced by banks. He offered a solution towards taking on popular growing financial technologies like Bitcoin and other digital currencies. In quotes reported by the Financial Times, he stated, "My personal take on this is that central banks should strive to make existing payment systems more efficient and still faster than they already are. Instant payments is the buzzword here. I'm pretty confident that this will reduce most citizens' interest in digital currencies." I don't think it's just about speed. I think it's about access, whereas the digital currency transactions can take place 24/7, and banks limit that. So that would kind of tie into what he's saying as far as making them faster. In other words, no waiting. That includes weekends and that includes after business hours. If his idea of making them faster includes that concept. And also, there are the fees. Okay, so that's another issue, and probably the biggest issue, because if people weren't taxed and constantly charged fees, I think they would even be willing to wait. I mean, we've kind of gotten used to waiting, even in a digital world, where information is so fast these days. It's really that they're tapping into the funds there and putting a little in their pocket. That's the main thing that people have a problem with. So speed would probably, he's probably right that, efficient transactions, faster transactions probably would decrease the people's interest. But if he's not addressing the fees and the money taken, which is their whole, agenda, and obviously he didn't mention that, the question then becomes, are people willing to, accommodate these fees? And honestly, even though the cryptocurrency space is supposed to supply or provide these instant transactions with minimal fees that everyone talks about, I don't really believe that these fees are that minimal. The reason being is because just purchasing the coins through, for example, Coinbase, I am charged a fee. Then depending on what exchange I transfer those funds to, I am charged a fee. For example, with xbtce.com, I was charged 0.01 and to deposit and 0.01 to I was about to say 0.01 to withdraw, but I would have to check that. Either way, yeah, they're charging both ways. And then there's the charge on the trades. So, whether you're trading or investing, you're being charged to get it and you're being charged to use it. So, and the claim is that the cost is going to the miners, but if the coin is available, it's already been mined, then the cost has already been paid, is what I would think. I haven't done any research on that. You can look into it, but it's an idea. I just don't see why there's like triple charges on this, charge to get, charge to transfer, to the exchange or the trading platform, and then a charge to transfer back. So he admitted that central banks are likely to create their own official digital currencies in the future, a move toward digitization which would, according to the central banker, provide citizens with the reassurance that their money would be safe. In doing so, however, Wiseman claimed that private banks would risk bank runs during times of future crisis. So, a bank run occurs when a large number of customers panic to make withdrawals from financial institutions at the same time, sort of like what happened with Coinbase, if I'm not mistaken, this prior week, when the market, Bitcoin market, started to drop. We do know that people are exiting the Bitcoin market. For example, the Chinese. I mean, they've pretty much, they dominate the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin space, and they are moving on. So they have control over that. They own most of those coins, and they're advancing with that power. They're advancing into other territories and even attempting to dominate other coins. So with Ethereum on the scene, we have, corporations which are basically controlled by the government, and, having these crowd sales, these ICOs, and so to make a quick buck, people are investing in that. They're still investing in to me, in my opinion, a centralized currency. Even though it's supposed to be decentralized, it's still controlled. It's controlled because if you have to attach your bank in order to purchase it, if you're charged fees, they're still controlling it. They're getting, they're funding their pockets, which gives them even more control. So in their attempt to safeguard their cash while losing faith in the institution, the withdrawal en masse from customers could lead to banks losing liquidity and struggle to make their loans, leaving them insolvent. Weidman said allowing the public to hold claims on the central bank might make their liquid assets safer because the central bank cannot become insolvent. There's a feature which would become relevant, especially in times of crisis, when there will be a strong incentive for money holders to switch bank deposits into the official digital currency simply at the push of a button. But what might be a boon for savers is search of safety, might be a bane for banks, as this makes a bank run potentially even easier. The central banker is a known critic of digitization brought on by financial technologies, questioning the promise of fintech revolutionizing financial services and infrastructure earlier in March this year. However, he did add that technologies like blockchain could have the potential to make financial processes faster, inexpensive, and more efficient and convenient. Meanwhile, the Bundesbank has been developing a blockchain-based settlement infrastructure system based on the concept of the open source cryptocoinnews.com/tag/hyperledger project. So, of course, they're competing with cryptocurrencies, we can see here, but I mean, honestly, like, what kind of competition is there? It takes the companies accepting these type of payments, for one, for more people to be interested in using them as a as a means of purchasing. However, the early adopters, the first movers into this cryptocurrency space, with Bitcoin being the first coin created, those are more holders and investors who are using their coins, but mostly holding them. To help the market, have some type of stability, I suppose, to it. With so much confusion around Bitcoin, around the cryptocurrency space, most of the people talking about cryptocurrency are the investors. I'm hearing from only minimal traders. And dealing with the exchanges it's not free. Dealing with the trading platforms, it's not free. So they still have their hands in the money, in the money pot. They're still taking a slice and a cut, and the fees are going up. So, there's so much news and so much information. It's a little bit overwhelming. It's a little bit confusing. That right there in and of itself is enough to keep people from moving forward with it. The fact that it's really not decentralized. It's decentralized, but it's not decentralized at the same time. It's both. So it's like, how can it be decentralized if it's not decentralized? Well, there we go. There's the confusion right there. How can it be instant if the exchanges are holding your withdrawals for 24 hours and holding them over the weekend? It's not instant. It's controlled. And like I said, there's a lot of misinformation out there because it's taken a long time for the cryptocurrency space to evolve to this point. With the U.S. being behind on this, a lot of the information online, quite a bit of the information online, especially like pertaining to, buying coins, finding an exchange. It's kind of outdated information. Just this week I tried to purchase coins on Coinbase and I wasn't able to purchase coins at one time, not once. But each time I did get a successful message. I didn't get an email confirming it. I didn't have funds deducted from my account. I also didn't get the coins. So, it's such a new space. There's so much confusion, so much information, so many people, just talking, and, they're talking because they invested early and they don't want people to get out. If people get out, they lose their money. If they get spooked and they get out, that's all they get. And they're hoping to hold for more. So there's just so many different angles and so many different ways to look at this. It's probably time for me to take a nap. See you in the next video. Thanks for listening.